My mom told us not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the certified Noonas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
That's right. It's 4 of us. We're back.
Crazy.
What? It's wild. We thought it would never happen again, but it did. We're all back in action today. That was like a little bit of a rough intro reading. It's like I took a week of vacation and forgot how to do everything. But yes, today we are back with like the first episode in June, but it's not our usual first episode in June. That's going to be next week. We had an extra week in June. There's 5 Mondays in June. So this is sort of like, we were like, what are we going to do? Like, we didn't really have anything like, nailed down. And then we realized we've been watching dramas for a really long time. And there's a lot of people who listen to us who tell us that they haven't been watching dramas for a really long time. So they're only really familiar with newer dramas. And so I was like, let's do a drama gems, but all of our dramas, the dramas that we pick, have to be from 2015, because 2015 was 10 years ago.
I don't like that.
Wow.
That's a really painful thing to say.
So painful.
But 2015 was indeed 10 years ago.
Wow.
And at first, I think it was Amanda who was like, oh, I gotta go see if, like, I have any. No.
Yeah, me too.
We all have many, because it turns out 2015 was quite a year for
It
dramas.
really was. When I was scrolling through all the lists, I was like, oh, that's on 2015. Oh, that.
Yeah.
And like a lot of dramas we also like talked about in our very first episodes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 2015 ones too. Not that we've been doing this for 10 years. Almost, but not quite. Not quite.
Yeah.
When I looked at my list and I saw all the 2015s, I was like, wow, that's a lot. And then I thought about it. I started watching dramas in 2016. So, like, it makes sense.
It would have been 2015s where you're like,
because that's what would have been around. So,
well, and then for me, and this won't be a surprise later, but like my 2 very first Taiwanese dramas I watched, which were my first foray into Asian drama watching, they were both 2015s, which I didn't know at the time. I was unaware. It was Netflix. It was whatever. Like
it was whatever was on there, right?
So I wouldn't have been able to tell you it was 2015 then. Like, as far as when I was watching it was 2018, but
look at these happy surprises. So that's what we're gonna do. Each of us have picked a drama that we want to sell you on watching. If you're a newer watcher, or maybe one who's never seen them, that we think that maybe you should check out because we like it. And that's the only... That's it. That's the only
the criteria.
That's the only criteria, was that it was from 2015, and we think people would get something out of it.
Enjoy it.
That's it.
And then if you are wanting more than that, there's going to be a bonus round over on our Patreon.
Over on Patreon for the Found Family, there will be a second that goes live a little later this week. Hey yo. All right. So Amanda is going to start us off. Amanda, what drama did you pick?
All right. Well, I, like we said, had a long list to pick from, and I was like, oh, how do I choose? But I just kept coming back to this one. So my choice is the 2015 Thai drama Kiss Me, which is...
That was going to be mine.
Oh, no.
That's okay. That's okay. It's fine.
It's a remake of a Japanese drama and a K-drama. There's many iterations. I'm sure there's probably other iterations out there. If I found out there was an Indonesian version or something, I'd be like, yeah, of course there is, because very popular
there's a lot of
story about an incredibly smart boy and a dumb, a smart mean boy and a dumb but kind girl. Like, basically is the premise of the story, and they fall in love. That's not a spoiler. It's a rom-com. Like, what did you expect? Right? Like,
that's what you do in rom-coms.
That's what happens here, right? So, I have tried to watch the K-drama version, but that was like early in my watching years, and it just didn't click for me. And I know a lot of people have watched every version because they love this story. I really like the Thai version. I really, really enjoyed it. The leads are played by is it Aum Sushar? Aum Sushar and Mike Angelo, and their chemistry is off the charts. Like, they are fantastic together. They did another K-drama remake together because everyone was like, yeah, they're so good together. We have to, like, they're just a lot of fun together. It's a very, the premise sounds kind of like annoying, but it's very cute. And in the Thai version anyway, they give you reasons for their behaviors towards each other. They give you, like, there's traumatic brain injury. That's why she's not that smart. Like, she struggles with certain school things. So the premise is that their families were friends. He moved off to, like, Japan for most of his life. He comes back. Stuff happens. She's got a crush on him. He thinks she's just this dumb girl at the school. And then machinations. Like, he winds up having to tutor her because his mom says he will. So, you know, kind of thing. Like, it's like there's stuff going on there, and she winds up living with them for a while, and they just fall in love, and it's cute, and it's kind of emotionally, there's like some intensity to it. Like, there's scenes where I was like actually kind of tearing up, and I love the mom in this. Like, probably my favorite character is his mom in this, because she's just fantastic. She won't take any of her son's crap, and she is just loves this girl and will protect her, like, with her life. And she's just such a great drama mom. I just love everything about her.
Her character is definitely my favorite, even throughout the different versions of the series. She's so sweet.
And she's so fun.
Yeah.
So did they write her character to, like, have more lines and stuff than the other, like, versions or anything? Like, was it drastically different than the others?
I don't remember it being too drastically different. It's kind of one of those, it was a different kind of, like, I think her, like, personality is a little bit more different in the Thai version, because I think, like, in the other versions, she's just like a different person. It's not like a bad thing or anything, but they still, all of them are very motherly to the girl. Like, they all have that kind of, like, defining.
Yeah, they're all like, I never wanted a son. I always wanted a daughter, which means you're now my daughter. Yeah. Like, I like you better than my son. Like,
There's so many great moments in this one where it's, you know, he'll say something and she'll just give him a look, like, and he'll be like, okay, I will come back and sit down at the table like a meek little boy because my mommy's eyes told me to, you know, like, you're like, okay, it's good. And I think it's one of those ones, like, some people, like I said, love this story and they watch all the versions. I've heard some people say that they think the Thai version is the best one. And I think it's just, they're all very different. Like, I think it is one of those cases where the Thai version takes some Thai things, like maybe twists the story a little bit to make it's not a beat for beat remake, right? Like,
it's also longer too.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, now I'm recommending this, and I haven't watched it. Although when I started thinking about it, I was like, I think I need to rewatch this. Like, I really enjoyed it, and thinking about it, I'm like, maybe I need to rewatch it, but I didn't have the time.
So you haven't watched it in a lot of years?
In a lot of years, yeah. Like, it's been a while, so, like, the details are a little fuzzy. But
the emotions that I feel
are still there. I still have, like, screenshots of the mom in my, like, files and stuff. And now I'm not 100% sure that it's available out there. every time I Googled it, it's like, it's on Netflix. It is not on Netflix Canada, so I don't know.
It's on Netflix somewhere.
I'm pretty sure I watched it on YouTube. It's definitely on YouTube. I'm not sure it's on YouTube with English subs anymore. YouTube with Indonesian subs, Portuguese subs, Spanish subs. Like, it's all over YouTube, but will I be able to watch it?
Indonesian or Spanish, aren't you in for a treat?
Yeah. So it's just enjoyable. I don't know.
No, we should go to Vicky and we should go into their request page and request it.
It is a Vicky type show. I don't know why they haven't tried to put it on.
I bet Vicky has like the Japanese and the Korean versions. Like,
probably.
For sure they have some
because
of
they
them.
were so popular. I mean, obviously,
it's a very
popular story.
I think I might have watched the Korean version on Netflix, but like it wasn't like it was exclusive to Netflix. Netflix just had it.
It says the Korean version is on Viki and Tubi.
Okay.
And
Tubi also should have it.
Yeah,
that's who should get it.
That's true.
And
I think
I do.
For some people who are newer to K-dramas and dramas in general, sometimes revisiting some of these like more classic stories, some of them you'll revisit and you'll be like, why is this considered a classic? And this might be like that for some people, but there's also something in watching some of these like classic stories like Boys Over Flowers or whatever that if you are new, it helps give context for some of the things that you're going to see in newer dramas too. Like they will still, like, I think it was earlier this year, Love Scout had like a throwback moment to like Descendants of the Sun. Like there are things that keep getting play from these older dramas that were really, really popular, that it's not like you have to watch them in order to enjoy the modern stuff, but like if you want to get a little of the history, or you're watching and you're like, why is everyone laughing at this, and it didn't seem that funny, it's probably from an old drama that like
it's like Koreans, if someone says like, you know, paint me like one of your French girls and you've never seen Titanic,
right?
You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, why would you say this? What a weird thing to say. It's also, like, well, if you've seen Titanic, it's not. But
this drama has been remade so many times. Like it is definitely in that kind of area where it's like, yeah, maybe you should like watch it, because it is just like every country has like been picking it up, and it's just like such a great, like just a story that like keeps on like living throughout the countries.
It feels like maybe we're due for some remakes again.
Remakes?
You know?
I was about to ask that. What is the most recent? Like, is there a more recent iteration of it? Like, what's the most recent?
A Filipino.
There was a Chinese film version in 2019.
Was there?
A Chinese film version.
I feel like the Japanese one has some, like, just the Japanese one has the most in like it where it keeps up with the series. Too. They have like different seasons and specials and movies and stuff. So they're the like, I think that's probably one of the like the closest ones too, because also Japan, it's so big that like it's still like referenced, and anytime those actors are anywhere, it's still like being brought up in their like interviews and stuff.
It's like, let them move on, please. And they're like, no.
Give us some new young faces to remake it again and let them be the face of the show for
like
a
these
while,
two
right?
also still look incredibly young. The two actors from the Japanese version,
basically
like
the same.
they have like Benjamin Button disease or something. They just keep getting younger. I don't know.
But I mean, 10 years going from like 20 to 30 is a lot, but it's not like,
and especially
40 to 50 was a lot more, let me tell you.
Entertainment world where you're taking care of your skin and you have to really image maintenance during that time.
Like the guy from the 2013 Japanese version of The Lost Seasons is the same age as me. So he's 37. So they gotta let this man go, okay?
Like,
you gotta let him go.
Continue the story, the family.
Yeah. So, yeah, Kiss Me. Not to be, if you're looking up Kiss Me Thai drama, not to be confused with Kiss Me 2, which was
Kiss Me Again.
Yeah, Kiss Me Again, Boy Love, Kiss Me 2, which is a sequel to Kiss, which are not related to this story at all. You know,
I love translations of titles. Am I right?
Yeah.
You know,
so
good times. Good times.
Yeah, Kiss Me Thai. If you look up Kiss Me Mike and Elm, you'll find it. And
also, we'll link it. We'll link to the MDL since there is no actual place you can watch it. We'll link to the MDL on our blog post, on the episode post for this, so you can go find it easily. So we'll do that for you. We love you. So parasocial relationship time. We love you.
I stole your drama.
That's fine. I have more.
Jessie's like, I came prepared. I have more than one. Don't worry about it.
So I've decided to talk about a drama that I think we've mentioned a lot before, but it's just, there's something really great about it, and I think it's actually something that I think a lot of people should watch, even though the premise of this drama is very weird. And this is when I personally talk about weird Japanese dramas, this is weird. The type I'm talking about. It's where it's the premise is so weird, and then they give you the story, and then it's the sweetest little gem of a drama, and you're like, how did they do that with such a crazy setup? And so today I'll be talking about My Little Lover.
As soon as you said that, I was like, because I looked them up, when they tell me what the dramas are, I go and I look them up on MDL just so I can, keep up with it. Yeah. And even before you said the title, I was typing in My Little Lover. I knew it.
And this is not normally a Jessie drama, but it is very sweet, and I think it's it's just an easy watch too. When I first watched it, it was on Netflix, but it is now on Viki. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. So it is accessible, and I'm able to bring it up on my end on Viki. So there might be a couple of other places that it's it. But essentially it's a story about these two that were friends when they were younger, and they kind of through, I guess, just things happening with them, personal lives and whatever, they drifted apart. And even though the girl finds him her true love, and she misses their friendship, they kind of grow apart, and now they're in high school, and she ends up getting into a fight with her parents or something, which leads her to going out in a storm in the rain, out into the jungle and the forest, and she ends up taking shelter on a mountain, kind of in a crevice in a mountain, and she makes this wish that she wishes she was back to when she was little, because it was the time with her best friend who is also her first love. She just wants to go back to that time. And the wish, I guess, I think it if I remember correctly, it has been a while, the wish is granted by her grandmother who has passed. It's the spirit of the grandmother. Except the way that the wish is manifested is that she is shrunk down to a couple of inches tall.
Grandma, not like that.
Little. There's a real monkey's paw wish situation. Yeah.
And then just bring it into rom-com levels. The only person that finds her and knows about it is the guy she's in love with. And so the story is basically him and her kind of rebonding and becoming friends again, and becoming close with each other, and him trying to figure out how to help her, and her also helping him because she like kind of like finds, it's kind of the classic like teenage drama where you kind of like find along the way the person that like you think is like the cool one or whatever has like their own like issues and stuff like that. And it's just this like really sweet drama of the like the two reconnecting with each other and like him just like accepting for her for who she is, even at like this teeny tiny stage that she is in. And it's like I don't know what else to say about this.
It's a very endearing show, surprisingly.
It's just like very sweet. Like it's a very like easy watch. It is like a youth drama, so like if you're not into that, I guess like you might not like it. But it's just like it's very sweet. I think they have like they surprisingly have good chemistry with each other, even though you know for a fact neither one of them is looking at the actual person. They're like at a green screen or like, you know, some object that's just sitting in front of them. It just like it's just like a good story, just kind of like finding yourself and like realizing family's important and realizing like everybody has their struggles and just like growing up, like literally like the trials and tribulations of growing up, especially when you're like in high school and you're like trying to figure out who you are and what your path is going to be. And it's just like it's so surprisingly sweet and nice. It's just, you don't expect it to be that way, especially because it's just like basically him like sitting there talking to her while he's doing like his homework or something like that.
So like a doll-sized version of her.
Yeah.
And it's a lot less weird than the premise sounds.
Yes.
Like I know the premise sounds really sort of almost off-putting, you know what I mean? But it's really not. Like it's genuinely cute. Not in a.
It's not weird. Like it's
not.
No.
It never gets creepy. Like it's never weird.
It never gets creepy ever.
There's nothing like weird and fetishy about it at all.
No,
like, that's not a worry in this.
Their relationship is like, and the way it like progresses throughout the show is very genuine and also very real to like just kids that age and just like people who like. When they were little, they were such good friends. Like they really did. Like they were like best friends when they were very little. So it was kind of like reconnecting with a best friend as well. And it's just so surprising. I think that's like the biggest thing why I think that like people should watch this. It's just like it's surprising how good it is with that kind of crazy concept of a drama. You just aren't expecting it. You're also expecting to be like a lot more campier than it is and just like odd, and it really like it like literally like most of the oddness is in that like he's really big and she's really small, like hanging out on his desk. But they're both great. And then there's also like really good things with like the family as well, because her family starts to worry about her and like figuring out where she is and, you know, her, you know, connecting with her family. And even though she's like, you know, a teenage girl, and we all were a teenage girl in high school, so we know how we dealt with our parents. But
yeah,
it's really sweet. I really do think that like a lot of people should watch it, especially if you're in a slump. It's a really easy watch. It's not like hard. It's not like you're gonna have to be like invested with a lot of emotions, but like there are emotions there. Like it's not just kind of frivolous little tiny person like it's joking really around cute with like bigger objects around her.
I really enjoy it.
I went to see because like it feels like one of those ones that would also have gotten the remake situation. It's been there's 4 versions, but they're all
Japanese,
right? And one of them was from last year. There was a brand new one last year. So
people enjoy it in a non-weird way.
Yeah.
It's important to note a non-weird way.
Non-weird way.
Thing to note.
Every time I see the poster, what I think about is I remember reading Pierce Anthony, the author Pierce Anthony wrote a kind of a book, a memoir type thing, and him talking about how when he was first trying to get published, he sent a story to Playboy that was about a tiny woman and a regular sized man, and they basically returned it to him and said, that's too weird for us, man. No, this is not that.
No.
We're on new
version.
Normal, non-weird situation. Yes. There's nothing freaky going on in this show.
No,
it's rated G.
You could watch it with your kids. Like,
yes, it is fun.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the
nice.
poster for the version that came out last year is so just very family drama oriented, like the poster and everything. It looks like an amusing twist where it's the boy who's short and he was a basketball player.
Okay.
Classic.
He's gonna go from tall
a little bit of gender flipping, having a good time. That's fun.
Yeah, so check it out. Check out Little People.
It's on Viki, so it's easy to find.
Yeah.
Mine you shouldn't watch with children. I'm gonna be honest, okay? But it is incredible, and that is as is the theme. 2015 drama Fool's Love. That's right. One of my number one dramas came out in 2015. I have mentioned Fool's Love before, also known as Hogu's Love, on this podcast many a time because I think more people should watch it because it's incredible, and it is on Tubi, so you can watch it absolutely free. So it follows this guy who's a bit of a loser. Like, he's a loser, okay? Like, he has very bad social skills. His family thinks he's an idiot, because he is. And he has a huge crush on the coolest girl in school, okay? She's cool. She talks shit to people who, like, try to, put her down. She catches some guys drawing, like, naked photos of her, like, naked pictures of her, and she goes, why'd you make my boobs so small? My boobs aren't this small. Make them bigger. And she's a swimmer, and she wants to be a professional swimmer and go to the Olympics. And she's so competitive, and she's so cool, and he's like, this is the coolest woman I've ever met. So then they have, like, a weird, like... It's not a one-night stand. They never have sex, okay? But, like, they have, like, a thing just one night. And then he doesn't see her for 8 months. And then the next time he sees her, she is heavily pregnant, okay? And he's like, I will help you raise this child. And shenanigans sort of go forth from there. But within the shenanigans is an incredibly heartbreaking story of what happened to this girl. Okay? So just know there are trigger warnings for assault, for really bad, toxic, misogynistic, frat boy bullshit. But then there's also really fun shenaniganery. Because he's dumb, and that, like, a lot of the show just sort of revolves around the fact that this is the dumbest person you've ever met, but he's also incredibly kind. There's also a side plot involving his older sister and this other guy, and the older sister was a bit of a what do you call it, tomboy, I guess. She was a bit of a gangster in her youth, like, and so this older guy fell in love with her gangster persona, thinking she was a man. So he's been struggling with his sexuality for like 10 years. So there's like this ongoing bit, but it's like very progressive.
Yeah.
For 2015 Korea, okay? Like, very progressive. There's like a lot of talk about safe sex uses. There's a scene involving a bunch of condoms. This show is crazy, okay? And it is genuinely one of the best dramas I've ever seen. And for a long time, because it had been, I believe, on Drama Fever. Rip to a real one. And so, like, after Drama Fever went away, it disappeared and no one picked it up for like a really, really long time. So I would talk about this drama and I'd be like, man, I miss Fool's Love. Like, this drama is so good, and no one could watch it. It didn't exist anywhere. But then I think for a while Vicky had it for a little while, and now it's on Tubi. It stars Yui.
I know. I can't believe I haven't watched this yet. I love Yui.
So it stars Yui. She's incredible. And then it also has Choi Woo-shik before he was
famous.
Known. Like, before anyone knew who this guy was. Like, what year did, let's see. Congratulations, day 6.
Yeah,
when did that come out?
2015.
Yeah, this was before he was in the day 6 music video. Nobody knew this man. All right, now since then, he made Parasite. Now everyone knows this man.
Yeah.
But like, he was so endearing, and it also had Im Salong. He was great. It had Lee Si-eun as like the main dude's also idiot friend, because like he really made a career out of playing idiot friends. It has a bunch of people that you definitely recognize as like side characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like a really nice but also very sad but also incredibly funny show. It really walks a lot of lines so successfully in a way that a lot of dramas sometimes try to, but then it all comes off not right. You know what I mean? Like, they'll go too far. The wave will be too much. The comedy to tragedy wave will be too sudden, and you're like, okay, I'm jarred. Like, this is jarring. But this one, it really wove it perfectly. And Yui is incredible in it, because almost the entire show, she is definitely, like, her character just has like a deep depression, which is caused by so many things, and she plays it so perfectly. She's so good. I love Yui. Okay, like, she's so good. And yeah, this drama is incredible, and I think so many people should watch it. So go to Tubi and search Hogu's Love.
If you like Because This Is My First Life,
you're gonna
love it, because it's the same screenwriter. And Flower Shop Ramen. Or Flower, yeah.
It's really good. Like, listen, it's one of my rare 10 out of 10s. I have a few, and I love this drama so much. I feel like a lot of people would, and I think more people should check out Fool's Love or Hogu's Love. It's incredible. It's so heartfelt and lovely. It's lovely. It's lovely. What can I say? It's lovely.
Perfect.
And bringing us into the rear, Sky, what is your 2015 drama?
So it actually isn't one of my first 2 ones. It might have been like the 4th or 5th one that I watched, or something along those lines, now that I think about it. But my 2 first ones were, anyway, 2015 ones. So Bromance. We're going to talk about Bromance for the 5 billionth time.
Bromance. I was hoping it was Bromance.
So to not get your hopes up like super duper high, I'm not seeing it at the moment on Viki. MDL is lying to you. But YouTube, it kind of does look like an official channel type situation. Just saying, like, it seems like it's supposed to be there. So it does look like it's on YouTube, as far as ask again in 2 years and it might be licensed differently. It sure seems like. As far as where I watched it, it was on Netflix back in the day when I watched it. And it was a staple there for a really long time. Don't know why it's not now. Don't know why it's not on Viki, at least for my region at the moment. But Bromance, I also have not rewatched this since I watched it the first time. But I had such a good time with Bromance that's why we're talking about it. Bromance centers around the lead gal who she was raised because of a shaman type situation, fortune teller telling her family, like, for machinations reasons, you have to raise her as a boy. Like, that's just the way it is. So thus she pretends to be a guy. Like, that is just the way it's always been. And she's a martial artist. And so does she end up randomly meeting like the rich son of like a gangster type guy? And I think they're reformed. Weren't they reformed gangsters by that point? But they have they're businesses now,
running like a legitimate business.
But they very much still have the like. You have a lot of guys following him around because he has authority over them. Like, you still have that vibe with the family. And so the main guy seems kind of scary a little bit, but not like terrifying necessarily. But I think she saves his life or like stands up for him in a fight situation, just like as a random stranger. And he takes a shine to that and is like, we are going to be sworn brothers. And so they become super close, kind of like, to me, it's a cousin to Coffee Prince. Like, if you like Coffee Prince, I really think you should check out Bromance, because it is very, we're going to get super duper close and have a lot of chemistry. And then we're eventually going to have to reveal that you're a girl. Like, that's the whole plot of the show. Right. But it's really, really fun. I don't even remember if, I'm trying to remember if the second like lead was a viable romance. I can't remember at all.
I feel like there was like a woman for him that came in.
I think there was. Yeah. But I just saw a picture of like her leaning on his shoulder. So like, I don't remember if he kind of liked her first. I don't remember that machination at all. But as far as who plays that, it's Bii, and he is a Korean. No, I thought he was Korean Taiwanese. I really think he is, but it just says Taiwanese on this list. Yeah, he's like an artist. He's a musician, like, and so he has a really big career, and so that got me into listening to him. But Bromance is really fun because like the action is actually really like whenever she's doing fighting and stuff. Also, cross-dressing wise, she's very convincing. Like she makes a really good guy.
Yeah, she looks like just a kind of effeminate man.
Right, like it's like legitimately.
It's literally the most like convincing girl pretends to be a guy. Like, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, that's a guy.
Sure. Yeah,
she has all the mannerisms down. Whereas, a lot of these other types of shows of that era, it really was just like all you did was cut her hair. Like that's
they put her in a little shag wig and said, then like that's all we need.
A slightly oversized shirt. Like that's really all that happened. But like no, she has the walk down. Like she changed like all of the mannerisms of her character in order to when she's projecting that she's a guy. So it's just a really cute show. There's camping in it. I remember that being a thing.
And it's campy.
It is campy. It's I can't even. It's very, because like when I say sworn brothers, like because he's wealthy and because he's from this like background, like they have like a sworn brothers ceremony. Like it's a whole thing. Like thing to where it's almost like a marriage but not. Like it's just really crazy.
I think my favorite
and
part
it's early on. Like it's early.
Is at one point like after like he's considering his feelings and his sister like picks up and she's like, listen, like I'm down with the rainbow, like I marched in the pride parade, like I support you, like, and I just remember being like, this is so funny, like this is so good.
And I think that's why it reminds me of the Coffee Prince thing, because it's the whole like the lead guy sitting there going, okay, what does he's having to do the math equation of, I have feelings for this person, what does that mean for my identity? Like, he has to have all those considerations. That's why it reminds me a lot of Coffee Prince, plus the cross-dressing. So, like, but, I feel like, and again, I haven't rewatched it, but I feel like his character ended up pretty much being like, oh, well, it is what it is. And he just kind of...
He was just very cool about it in this one.
Like he thought about it, that he was like, whatever, and then he just kind of, and then like, when she revealed,
I guess that's what it is.
And so then when she revealed, I think he was like, okay, like just kind of
he's like, well, Doesn't matter to me.
That's what I
just
remember
like you as a
anyway.
person. Very progressive yet again. But this is Taiwan, so it's a little more progressive than Korea generally in there.
Also, it just 2015 Taiwanese drama, like they had some bangers in 20. So like it's just the vibe is great. The hair, the outfit, like it's just fun. You know, all the skinny jeans and pants and everything. So like it's just. Like, I don't know how. I don't know how you're doing the martial arts in that, but like you're still doing it. You go for it, girl.
The dudes in this are so leggy. They're all leg and these little they're like little cigarette legs just wandering around. I'm just like, damn, calm down, guys.
I remember the music being good. I remember it just being a very silly time. Like he even has an assistant type character who's an absolute goofball. So like you definitely have it does get very campy, ridiculous at times, but like that's part of the charm. Because it's Bromance, like you're not coming into this thinking it's going to be like high art or something that's going to just, you know, change your life. But it really, I remember it genuinely making me laugh a lot. But then I was impressed with how well she acted as trying to portray being a dude, and her martial arts were really good, I thought. It was fun. It was silly. Charming. I think mostly I just thought it was super charming. So that's why I always bring it up. I bring it up all the time, but...
That's because it's good.
And the thing is, I know that I'm an easy sell for at least checking out cross-dressing shows, but because Bromance was, I think, my first one, it makes me picky about them. So, like... I'm actually not I'm an easy sell to check one out, but whenever I start checking them out, and when it's like not a very convincing cross-dressing thing, or there's not a lot of respect towards that character, or just like a lot of whatever, I'm like, but Bromance got me up here.
Listen, they set the bar so high.
When you got that and you got Coffee Prince, it's like, but I'm driving over here. Like you gotta really do something fun in order for me to really be invested in like what we're doing, as opposed to just, oh, she's kind of halfway dressed like a guy. It's like, okay. It's like, are we having fun though? Not really. She's getting picked on a lot.
Listen, I sometimes halfway dress like a guy. I'm gonna need you to do a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Are we having a good time? Is the like sexual identity dilemma like kind of either comical in not a bad way, but comical in like a does this really matter type of way? And that's the thing. I think it's because I think I just really appreciated the way Bromance handled it, because it really, I think to him it ended up being like, I thought about it a lot, I kind of got grumpy about it, and then whatever, like, and I got over it. Mostly he would just get grumpy, I think, about miscommunications, you know, the typical rom-com stuff. Even before he was admitting he had feelings, he was getting jealous, you know, the typical you shouldn't really be jealous that your sworn brother is hugging somebody, but that is what we're doing.
Yeah. Oh, methinks he protesteth too much.
Right.
The other thing, when I first watched this, I think I've seen it like 2 to 3 times, because I think it's a fun show. I watched it with my husband, and the opening credits are they're basically just like playing this music over just like a beautiful vista that they're all like running out to, and my husband's always like, welcome to beautiful Taiwan, you should come visit beautiful Taiwan. Beautiful Taiwan is. So it became sort of a joke where it's just like, beautiful Taiwan.
Definitely like the camping scenes, it is like, here's beautiful Taiwan.
Look
over the vista.
Oh, Taiwan.
But Taiwan. I do need to revisit. I feel like I've watched maybe the first episode a couple times, and then I get sidetracked with some other something that's shiny. But it is one that I do want to revisit, because it is campy, it is silly. I just remember it making me feel really good. Like anytime I was watching it, it was a fun time. I probably binged it too. I think I stayed up pretty, like, back in my early drama days. I think it was one of my first ones that I was like red-eyeing it probably a little too much, but I had to see what would happen.
I just checked. There is a channel on YouTube that is currently uploading the episode. So like they're currently uploading it with subtitles.
Okay.
So it's like they're uploading it as though it is airing right now. So it's like they're still coming out.
Okay.
But I will link to that in the episode post for anyone looking to find that. So.
And I'm sorry that it's not in one of the other, like, I was hoping it would be a Tubi, because to me it feels like a Tubi, like, Tubi
it does feel like a Tubi, absolutely. All of these feel like they should be on Tubi, and only one is.
It's like, we're 2015, come on, give it to us. Like, at this point.
Come on, Tubi.
And wait, listen. No one's clamoring for these shows. You know, like, there's no reason to not have them on Tubi or like Pluto TV or something. Shows. Yeah, these are not the expensive. This is not Goblin, okay? Like, these are that. You know what I mean? Like, these are not the record-breaking shows. These are just the great shows. Because the great ones are often not the record breakers.
Yeah,
sure. They fly under the radar. Mm-hmm.
I think what was fun about our picks this time was, like, they're all very different and stuff, but as far as we remember how they made us feel, like, that's the main, like, we remember that they left a pretty good impression.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, do I remember every detail? No. Like, I'm looking up Kiss Me to see if I can find the videos and stuff, and I'm seeing things and I'm like, oh yeah, the little brother. I forgot about the little brother. Oh my gosh, the little brother.
Like, that like school field trip they do. Yeah.
Right? There's camping. Oh, okay.
There's always we're all having a good time. Yeah. But that's our drama gems from 2015, a whole decade ago. Oh, okay, we're old. It's fine. Listen, there's been a whole century since.
I'm also proud of us. None of us picked like the actual like top 10 of 2015.
No. Yeah. You got to dig deep, man.
Yeah.
And
listen, we're going by how we made it feel.
Right? Like, we went all around Asia. We had Thailand and Japan and Korea.
Literally, we didn't even try that.
All of us picked a different country. That's crazy. That's crazy. And if you want to see what our second picks are, we made a special just for the patrons over on the Found Family to check that out. That'll be going up probably Wednesday, because that's when I would have scheduled it to go out. So anyway, thank you for hanging out with us. We hope you had a good time, and maybe go check out some of these dramas, older, and maybe some other older dramas. And you know, if you're on Blue Sky, like we're on Blue Sky, you should like definitely tell us your favorite 2015 drama as well. Also, if you're on YouTube, you can just do that right down in the comments, and I will reply to it.
I guess you can do it on Spotify too, and then like,
but we will never be notified
6 months from now. We'll like remember about it.
We will maybe see it someday.
Yeah, they do not send us notifications for comments anywhere but YouTube.
I do not remember to ever.
Like, I would love to know when people comment, but. If it's not on YouTube, they never tell us.
Except for the one time they were like, yeah, and then I looked and I was like, that was like 3 months ago.
Yeah, like it's... What? Thanks. But if you want to, you can also comment on our website at certifiednoonas.com, where we will have links and time codes, and also you can listen to this podcast in audio there, and also in audio pretty much wherever podcasts can be found. We're on Spotify, we're on Podbean, we're on Apple iTunes. Yeah. Well, we're also on YouTube, as I said, in video.
I don't know. I don't
know what listen, it just automatically goes out to. Yeah. It just sends it to places. I don't know where it goes, but people tell us they find us where they listen to podcasts. So, and also, you can watch us in video on YouTube. Please like and subscribe down below, as we're required to say if you are on YouTube. And if you want to support this podcast, you can go to patreon.com/certifiednoonas to join the Certified Found Family, where you will get our second picks for this, and also other little mini episodes. We have a movie night every month, and we just love our Found Family. Mm-hmm. We just love our Found Family. We think they're the best. Anyway, and we hope you have a great week. As our little PSA, like we always do, there is currently a nasty new variant of COVID going around that is called razor blade throat. That sounds super fun.
That sounds very much like a game.
Yeah, so if you don't want to get that sounds like
game character.
going on
it's
Squid
Mortal
Game.
Kombat character.
Yes, razor blade throat. Finish him. So if you want to like avoid that, we would suggest doing what we do. Wear a mask, preferably a well-fitted.
Not talk to people.
Well, that too. Wear a mask. Wash your hands really well. You know, keep yourself and your community safe. Disinfect those doorknobs. You know how it be. And as always, keep enjoying Asian entertainment. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.